friends, it's Alessandra. We survived Hurricane Ian. We were very lucky. Our zip code got somewhere between, early estimates are like 17 and 20 inches of rain just in our zip code alone. So you can imagine that across all of Central Florida, really at the bottom 2/3 of Florida. You can imagine the damage that that's causing. So even though the hurricane is gone, the municipalities are really having problems with rivers flooding, lakes flowing, dams are breaking, levees and lifts are going, haywire with all of the water. So there are new flood advisories, water restrictions getting put into place pretty much on a daily basis. It seems like I would say within just a couple hour radius of where we are here, including Orange County, which is Orlando. We're currently on a water restriction because all of our levees that are connected are breaking. So that sucks. But we're very lucky, no major damage. We're really lucky. The almond bush is very flexible, even though it's huge. So it does look quite a bit thinner. It got thinned out during the storm with all the leaves. I don't know if you can tell, they're starting to curl up and die already, but we have a new, we're going to call it a mulching layer because it really is just going to put nutrient back in the ground. But thankfully, our fence is intact. I forgot to move. I was going to move this lime tree right at the last minute. Totally forgot about it. This is our caviar key lime, and it might have lost a branch or two here and there. The lantana that's smashed, it might grow back, but I'm surprised the tree survived. So I've been bringing in all of the buckets, slowly rinsing them. I'm just starting to break things down first to pack. Thought I was going to bring the worms with me. I even consulted with Reddits. The Reddits were wonderful people as always, and they gave me some great tips. But just our moving situation is just evolving and changing rapidly, and I just don't want to risk it with the worms. So we have good homes that they're going to, people who know how to take care of them. And so I need to start prepping our urban worm bag. Crazy. So for those of you who've been following, I know I haven't been doing the updates lately on the feedings just because things have been a little bananas, but this urban worm bag, this is version 2, has been out here on our porch for we're past the 1 year marker, so maybe a year and a couple months maybe at this point. And I pretty much just took all the worms that we had inside in our hot frog, put them out here. Before the storm, I was trying to make some room in our freezer to put, things that will help keep the freezers frozen because we lost power, and thankfully our freezers were prepped, and so we didn't have any casualties there. But to make some room, I put in a large thing of frozen watermelon, the rinds, and I think anybody who's seen any of our videos or has ever fed watermelon knows that it's water-based. So there's still a lot of water filtering through here, but they got a lot of fresh bedding, which is I've had it open for about 24 hours now just to air out a little bit. It is a little damp, but it's okay. But what I'm really interested to see is this has not been harvested yet because we were trying to keep as much volume in there as possible during the peak of season heat for summer so the worms could stay comfortable. So today we're going to start at least prepping to do a harvest. And so I can tell just alone that there is liquid in this bottom, which I'm assuming is, some combination of the humidity, watermelon juices, all the stuff. So I am going to start draining this and see what the situation turns out to be. All right, so I haven't actually done this before. Like I said, I watched some videos, so we'll see if this is going to go well or not. I'm going to leave this tray underneath here as our catch tray, but honestly our porch is literally molding and sprouting from all of the moisture from the storm. It's just, I've had a fan on it, it's still drying. So right now you can probably tell I'm pulling the Velcro. I don't know if you can see it yet. I haven't gotten to this side yet, but there was Velcro and these clips that hold this bottom protector on. And I'm pretty sure at the moment this has a significant amount of liquid, or if nothing else, very, very wet castings in it. So what I'm hoping is we can drain this out to make it easier to transport the worms later. Oh yeah, okay. So I got 3 of the 4 sides in here. I mean, you can tell, but there's this much liquid in here at least. So we're gonna try to catch as much of this as we can. Let's put you guys here. We'll adjust so you can see a little bit more. Hopefully you don't get splashed. There it goes. Looks like there's some castings. Yeah. It smells definitely a little potent, but honestly, not that bad. Actually, this smells better than my compost normally smells, so I will take it. So at this point, I think we can hopefully get this other side out. Alright, well, one of my hands is completely covered, but honestly this is pretty easy to manage, I think. Yep, we're gonna dump this out. Okay, we got that cleared up. Now, I haven't actually done this part yet, so this is gonna be pretty exciting. What I'm hoping to do is take out some of the castings out of the bottom because they're obviously gonna be wet, and I want to give them to the people taking the worms so they can use in their garden, and I want them to also start drying out a little bit. So, okay, now remember this is the very first harvest, so it's not unheard of for there to be remnants or signs of whatever you stocked your bag with at the beginning. So, oh, interesting. I don't know if you guys, you guys probably can't see, but right here, there is the bottom of the thermometer that we used to monitor the temperature. So we're gonna take that out so we stop getting poked in the finger. So yeah, that's interesting. So that's good to know though that that's checking this far down. All right. That paper is from my hand just now. Oh, but I do see a little baby worm egg. So we'll put him off to the side. I don't see any worms in here. I'm not saying there's not any. I just don't see any. But this is gonna, if this dries out a little bit, this is gonna be really nice. But so far everything here looks and feels processed. I think there's a little bit of, here, let's move this off to the side. I think there's a little bit of fiber left from probably the coconut core at the beginning. But I think once this dries out, I mean, this is gonna be really nice. I'm just gonna move some of this over here. That way we can get more out. And I'm gonna pretty much just keep going until I get to the worms, I guess. So I filled up this one you guys saw and I put it in here. And you've seen me harvest the hot frogs and stuff in here so we can kind of see. This is just one I guess, morsel of this, and we're already getting all of these castings. Other than that one egg, oh, maybe 2 eggs, I don't see any other signs of wormage down here. So we shall continue our hunt. And so from what I understand online and the tutorials, they say you should go and harvest until you start seeing either a lot of worms or oh wait, hold on, we got 2 more eggs here. I'm gonna put the eggs off to the side. Yeah, hold on, take these other eggs from this other bin that I found. We're gonna keep them off to this side. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you keep going and harvesting until you either get to feedings or a lot of obvious bedding that isn't broken down. And so I don't want to make too much of a change for these guys since they haven't, they've never experienced a environment change like this before, in the sense of harvesting, picking out all of these. When you see me do them, just any eggs that I see, I'm gonna move so that way they can get put back with the worm population. You know, you can't save all of them, but so at this point, well, we can feel it here. I can get my fingers and hands somewhere between, actually, this Velcro bar here. Let me see if I can adjust the camera as we're moving. Yeah, so somewhere between here is about how much we've gotten so far. So this is going to be a lot of compost. Well, not even a lot of compost, a lot of castings more specifically. So I'm just going to take, I mean, look at this stuff. It just needs to dry out a little bit, but this is incredible. I wish I was putting this in my garden. But yeah, for the last year, and I kind of like that I had this in here for a year. I didn't have to harvest it right away. It doesn't hurt to keep harvesting. I still have plenty of room at the top, obviously. I mean, we're nowhere near capacity yet, especially with all this bedding. Whew, this is awesome. So I'm just gonna keep on going. If I see eggs, like I said, I'm moving them. I'm trying to save them. I know they'll survive okay in the compost pile, but I like to put them with the population because, you know, they say that those eggs can have multiple worms in them. So, you know, if you save 10 eggs, that could be, 50 worms, 100 worms. All right. I feel like I just poked something with my nail, but I don't know what it would have been. Ooh. I don't know what this is. It's like a weird piece of plastic must have got in there. Sorry, worms. It's bound to happen eventually. It's still everything that's coming out. I see a few eggshells. Yeah, we just got some eggshells. Okay. More plastic. I can't tell if this is plastic or just like avocado remnants, from the shell. Watched a few different people share their harvest experience. I feel like everybody has a different technique, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to get stuff out of here, and we know that these worms are going to get moved within the next few days, so we want to keep them comfortable, but it's going to be a little awkward for them anyways in the days to come. All right, so let me show you guys this one, because this is our third batch. So I don't really see anything recognizable other than, like, this looks like a pit to something. We got a little bit of eggshells present, but other than that, whatever this plastic or black kind of feels like, I don't know. I thought it was avocado shell, like the very edge of the skin, but other than that, like, this looks incredible, and we're still going. me put you guys down. Alright, so putting this back here a little bit. Okay, hold on. I gotta move around my legs while I'm sleeping. So this is, I mean, already what we've harvested. And I would say I stand by my initial, or maybe not initial, but my statement that I really love my urban worm bag, and I love it more than my hot frog. Yeah, this is so much. And it's so much easier. You know, you're gonna get dirty harvesting either way, I feel like. Well, maybe not either way. I mean, there's probably a way to do it cleaner than what I do, but all right. Now this definitely feels like an avocado shell piece, so maybe that's what we were pulling out. Since my hand can't really bend that way, I'm going to use our little spaghetti scooper. And what I'm going to try to do is just keep shaving out at different angles. But we still haven't, you know, if we got a piece of, like a huge chunk of papers or tissues or something, I'd be like, okay, maybe we need to slow down, but I haven't seen anything recognizable at this point, which is great. It's a lot of compost. Yeah, this is amazing. Okay, I do see, I recognize this as a seed of some sort. But I didn't seriously think they were gonna eat that, but it must be a squash or something. I suspect some trowel or something would be helpful at this point, but as it turns out, I'm not sure where mine are because I've been packing everything. Maybe I'll find them later. Now the interesting part is, how are we gonna move all of the remaining worms and bedding? All right, well, this is collection number 4 here. Over so you can see. Still looking real good. You know, nothing, no obvious rinds or anything. Even the, you know, I put pits and stuff in here. I put toilet paper rolls. I put all sorts of stuff in here, and well, a little bit of eggshell. All right, putting it in here. I also haven't seen, maybe I haven't been looking as good, but I don't see as many eggs. Not that we saw so many eggs before, but I haven't seen any eggs in a little while. So I'm assuming the few that we saw at the bottom were ones that, like, we had some roaming worms that, you know, we just happened to be in the area, but there's clearly not. I haven't seen a worm yet. So, all right. We're gonna need a bigger bucket. That's incredible. Actually, I'm a little curious. Are we seeing any? Let's move this off to the side, because I know some people say that they see a collapse, you know, but I can't tell if this is where the food was and they got ambitious. I don't feel a collapse, but I also fed them in the middle last time so all of the worms could eat. All right, what is this? Pass number 5. You think this is gonna be 4 or 5? I lost track. So I'm really just going back and forth. I don't want to speed this up or anything, because I want to show you guys like how long it honestly takes to harvest from here. And so I think it's probably been like, I don't know, 15 minutes at this point, maybe, I don't know. But keeping in mind that 1, we dealt with the water first, which you might not have that problem, and 2, for over a year, I can do 20 minutes. I could do even a half hour. Honestly, even if it took me an hour, if I only have to do this once a year, that's pretty great. Now, if it was me and I was staying in Florida and we weren't moving, I would say I would harvest this maybe twice a year, so that way, you know, our peak gardening seasons for the cool weather crops and then our warm weather crops could all get a little soil amendment and a little boost. And so it would probably be a shorter harvest window. All right. Also, there's a good chance that if things were a little bit drier, they would scoop out easier. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm gonna go see. I think I have a trowel. I do, friends. Okay. And don't worry, the puppies are all okay. They just, as you can probably tell, there's a lot of post-storm cleanup going on right now in our area. We didn't have really downed trees per se, but we did have we had some down trees, like hurricane. There's down trees, but for the most part, it's mostly just big branches and that type of stuff. Just trying to see if I could keep this wrapped up around the base, but I don't think I could. Nope. Well, here's what it is. All right. So now we have our fancier metal trowel. Maybe that will. I'm not really getting resistance per se. I think it's just a lot of the castings are damp, which makes sense. All those watermelon juices. And see a little bit of eggshells again, which obviously can go in the garden as a good nutrient. All right. All right, hold on here. All right. So at this point, a little bit of paper, maybe paper towel, something. Still don't see any worms though. Yeah, no worms. You ever see any worms? I don't even see any eggs really. All right. I'm gonna keep going until we either get to a significant amount of unprocessed castings or we start getting to a decent amount of worms that we see. Wow, that is incredible. And just thinking that, one, it's been pretty much a year, and two, I can't even imagine how much the worm population has grown in this time because they have all this space to expand to. So, oh, I just saw one worm. Okay. Saw one worm come out. Where'd you go, Lola? All right, we'll move him to safety. Oh, we got two worms. Okay, two worms. All right. I want to be careful with the trowel, you know. Oh, see a little bit of shredded paper. Okay, we got a worm. Let's see what we got here. A little worm. I got a little bit of paper, like a very little bit. What's this? Oh, because there's a cluster of eggshells here that they're in. All right. Guess we keep going. think this is where we're gonna stop for today. Let's see what we got here. This looks sort of broken down, but not quite as nice as like this, you know. I don't want to take away too much of their bedding in homes and stuff, but I suspect yeah, there's a little bit of unprocessed stuff in here, so we're probably getting close. Let's see. Anything that looks like there might be a group in here. Yeah, oh, here's a little guy. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this looks like a avocado shell. I still don't see any eggs though. I really don't see that. You know, this is already a huge amount of castings. Oh, you gotta work. Hold on. So, maybe we'll put these less than great ones over here on the side. Oops. Maybe a little bit of a mess. I know you guys are all surprised. Hold on. Let me fix my mess. Whew. Look at this. This is very full. Very, very full of castings. That is incredible. Look at this. Could you imagine what that could do for your garden? All that nutrients, it's organic. Oh. It's for the time being, I'm just gonna put this underneath here so you guys can kind of get a sense of scale. But for context, I'm putting my end all the way up, and I would say it's not, you know, I didn't go all the way on the edges, which is part of the problem. You know, I was mostly going upwards. Like I can still feel stuff on the lower bottom portion. Like you guys can't see, but probably like my hand is right here. And so what I'm trying to do is just loosely see if I can dislodge the lower wall portion, so that way we can get some of the stuff from above to kind of fall in. I'm taking a trowel. I'm just going around the lower bottom. I'm not trying to go higher up. I'm just trying to go around the bottom. Okay. So at this point, whatever's coming out is just stuff from this bar, essentially. Okay. So that's still not insignificant. Look at all that. Look at all that. Sorry, I'm holding the camera and doing it at the same time. I think we're gonna run out of room. That is huge. That is huge. All right, so if we know that there is definitely no castings at that point, maybe we do need to try to, maybe I'm gonna try, you know what? Let's just do it. We're gonna try and go around this bottom section here, like these few inches. I'm gonna put this down so you don't all get sick watching me do this. And then I want you to be able to see. Let's see. There we go. Maybe you can kind of tell what's coming out. Definitely having a wider mouth tray helps a lot. But if you didn't have one of these, which isn't that crazy, it's just a seed starting piece, I would say if you can't get a seed starting tray, you want to just use what you had on hand, like a baking tray, like a casserole tray maybe, cookie sheet. It would all work. So like I said, I'm just trying to scrape around that right above where the Velcro line is. because what we're trying to do is get a collapse. Ooh. I don't know what this is. Well, that's awkward. I have no idea what this is. Some piece of plastic, something. Must have fallen in or something. I don't know. So I don't want the worms to completely lose their home, but it's crazy to me that we have this massive thing and we're barely even tapping the bottom reservoirs, you know? Okay. Let's see. We have a section here. Okay, I'll show you guys in a second. I'm just trying to get some of this. Look at this. Look at this. This is still great. No worms. No real eggs that I can tell. That's crazy. I think we might have to stop just because we're running out of room. We're running out of room to put all this stuff, which is a good problem to have. Could you imagine having this many castings? Oops. Yeah, this is a huge, what is this? 18, you guys can't see. This is an 18 quart, 17 liter Sterilite container. 18 quarts, people. Nice, delicious worm castings. I say delicious. They're not delicious for us, but they're delicious for the plants. All right. Back to this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna seal up the bottom. And by seal, I mean partially seal, because I need to close this part up so that the worms mostly don't escape. But we want some airflow a little bit in the bottom to help dry things out before the worms get relocated. Whew. And then let us continue on top. So we have, well, we have to do a few things. Hold on. So I think we're going to use our hands at this point. I know there's worms in here. Oh yeah, even right here. Tons and tons of worms just in this spot. So we have plenty of healthy worms. They're doing good. But what I'm trying to do is kind of make a, like, I don't want to collapse it in, but I kind of do, because I kind of want to see. Oh yeah, can you hear it? Yep, I found the hole. Okay, I found the hole. This, oh, you guys can probably not see it. Let's see. Will you look? Oh, that's my toes. Okay, so we have made a hole. So it might collapse in on itself. But what I'm trying to do is I want to kind of move things around so they air out a little bit. So it's a little bit lighter for everybody to move. I know the worms are going to be a little mad. Something like this, maybe? So that way we have, oh wow, look all the way down there. So we have a little bit of airflow in here just to help everything dry out a little bit. Little lizard, you better not be eating my worms. And then these are the few worms / eggs we found earlier. Gotta make sure they get back into their people. So, me being me, made a little bit of a mess. But we got a lot of castings. Huge amount of castings. Will they dry out? I don't know, I hope so. But this is amazing, amazing for 1 year of urban worm bag and not even having my population that high. I can't imagine in the future when I get, you know, huge amounts of worms from the get-go as opposed to letting the population build up. I mean, this is going to be hopefully the amount that we get every 6 months. So, now I don't know if I'm going to be able to record harvesting all of the worms out for you guys, but I think you can imagine at this point we're going to do a lot of this, what we just did, put the worms in their new Rubbermaid or wherever they're going for transport, and you know, go from there. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated if there's anything remarkable I need to share with you. But this might be my last video for a little while, and then once we're moved and I can find a spot for our urban worm bag, I will show you where it gets set up. But it's gonna get broken down, moved safely hopefully, and we'll start all over. So if I don't talk to you guys for a while, my name is Alessandra. Thanks for hanging out with me today, friends. Till next time, bye.